A UK-based Nigerian brother who has only lived in the United Kingdom for less than a year has died in what has been described as mysterious circumstances. This father of four, who was finding life in the UK to be not what he expected, has ended his life in a sad circumstances. This man has left four young children with his wife, who is struggling to come to terms with the death of her husband, and at the same time, imagine that she has the responsibility of looking after their four children alone. Sit back. Let us explain the story of A. We're going to call him A to abbreviate his name. There are valuable lessons that can be learned in the story of this brother. A's wife was the one that got a care visa to come to the UK. This guy had reporters that the guy was doing relatively well in Nigeria before he came. But the wife persuaded him that the Nigerian things were not going well, that they should move abroad in search of greener pasture, the same way most people move abroad for that reason. The wife was the one that got the visa. The guy now joined his wife as the wife dependent. The life that the guy imagined before he came to the United Kingdom is not what he saw when he arrived in the UK. He was living in the southwest of England, was living around Worcester area. He was working in a place where he was not happy. This brother said that he started being tormented and bullied by his work colleagues. Good afternoon. The Lunch Club is where you will hear the daily lived experience about diaspora news. We share stories to educate and inform our audience. One of the best ways to learn in life is to learn from other people's story, success or failure. Frank is my name for those seeing my face for the first time. When A then realized that things were not going well, he was unhappy. He was bullied at work. Meanwhile, their children were still living in Nigeria when him and his wife were here trying to find their feet before their children would eventually join them. Before all this was happening, when A wasn't happy with what was going on at work, someone suggested for him that he was having problems at home as well in a relationship. Someone suggested to him that, look, I think that since you're having problem in your relationship, you're having problem at work, why not you look for your own visa sponsorship so that you cannot have your own visa sponsorship? A then was introduced to another Nigerian brother. This Nigerian brother then promised A that I will help you to get your own visa sponsorship so that you have your own. This brother then gave this man £10,000. He gave this £10,000 from money from the things that he sold his belongings in Nigeria to raise the money and gave it to this guy, hoping that at least when he now have this visa, this sponsorship, he will be able to have more opportunities because he wasn't happy at work. The guy that he gave the money, as soon as he collected A's money, this brother disappeared. A did not see this brother again. A was then in shock that I don't have the money. I've sold all my belongings. I've raised money thinking that at least I will get this thing. And now this Nigerian brother has disappeared with my money. While all this was happening, A's father is a traditional ruler in the southwest of Nigeria. A had received a call one fateful day, and as soon as he picked the call, they say, Egbomi, Daddy Tiku. For those who do not understand, that means brother, dad has died. When A heard that his father, who had done everything for him to have a better life, he was so close to his father that he saw his father as his role model. As soon as A heard that his father had died, he became depressed. He did not have money. He could not raise money to go back to Nigeria and send his father off. He did not know how to handle the situation. Here was a man who was doing relatively well in Nigeria before he moved to the UK. He came to the UK. The picture that he was painted about what life would look like in the UK is not what our brother A was experiencing. Now, his father had died. He sold all his belongings to give somebody money for them to do COS for him, and the person has run away with his 10,000 pounds. A became depressed. Meanwhile, as all this was going on, A and his wife, they had already planned to bring the remaining children, 4 of their children, to come and join them in the UK. The children had just arrived in the UK whilst all this was happening. So everything just happened at the same time. When A couldn't go back to Nigeria to bury his father, people said he changed overnight. Report had it that this brother could not take everything that was going on again. He couldn't take it. The brother initially attempted to end his own life. He had this thought to end his own life because he just couldn't bear everything that was going on in his life. He was having problem in his marriage, having problem at work, couldn't go back to Nigeria to bury his father. His hard-earned money is gone. These brothers started asking, why is it that everything is just working against him? What is the solution? One fateful day, it was time for A to go to work. Nobody was at home. These brothers sat down, started reflecting, and the guy said, A came to the logical conclusion that the only way to end this pain and trauma that he was going through is to sadly take his own life. This brother went indoor and ended his life, forgetting that he has a wife, 4 children, who is going to look after the children. The brother wrote a note that he just couldn't bear everything that was going on anymore. And when the coroner then ruled recently about what led to these guys contributed to the death, well, the brother killing him, taking his own life, the ruling was that the bullying at work, the fact that someone scammed him, the fact that this brother did not have money to go and pay his last respect, this brother felt that he has failed his father, he has been duped, and life is not worth living for him. Many people in our community, we are going through pain. Migration, a lot of people realize once they move abroad that the dream they were sold, you have to start from the start. You were working in the bank before where people say, good morning, sir, good morning, sir. And now you now find yourself doing cleaning job. Some people think there is degrading, that why should they do this? This is not what they envisaged life before they left their home country. Sadly, some people dealt with it different ways. Some people are resilient more than each other. No matter what they are going through, they endure. But sadly, some people, once they feel that the pain, the stress, the humiliation is too much, they will now find bad ways that are not healthy to end their life. Sadly, this our brother who lives in the west of England has now ended his life, and he has died, left 4 children for the wife alone to care for. The pain is real. Our heart goes out to the family who have lost a husband, a brother, and the person that scammed this guy. You will not know peace because your actions contributed to this guy's pain, and this guy decided to end his own life. If you know anyone who is experiencing mental health, we need to speak out. For far too long, we have been internalizing it out of shame, especially the men among us. We do not want to speak out. It is better to seek help than to end your life and forget all the things, your responsibility. Share this video with anyone that you know will benefit. This is a very, very painful day. Our heart goes to our brother A. May he so rest in peace. God bless you.